It's hard to sum yourself up into 3 core values. I looked at list upon list and found so many values that I myself believe make the foundation of me. However, choosing just 3 was the hardest thing I've ever truly had to do. It was a long process of elimination, but I think I've successfully narrowed it down to 3 that nearly describe me accurately. Beginning with number 1, love.
근데 메밀꽃은 끝말이 뭘까요?
연인.
Buckwheat in the Korean culture means lovers. Yellow acacia in Nordic countries represents true friendship and secret love. Stemming from Greco iconography, the red rose represents the goddess Aphrodite, the goddess of love. Worldwide, the red rose is used on Valentine's Day as a symbol of love and commitment. It's a general gesture of appreciation. I despise red roses. Although the color may be a beautiful burgundy, the meaning behind the many parts of the elegant flower when pieced apart hurt me. Roses, for me, represent the downfall of love. The thorns on a rose prick you and draw blood, the same sickly red they display on their petals. The Rosa rubiniosa is a predaceous perennial, using their horrifying built-in weaponry to assault those who dare take its beauty. Flowers, especially roses, wilt. They die. After about a week of sitting in the same dirty water, the rose stem keels over and the petals begin to fall. When the rose wilts, so does a relationship. Relationships, through time, if not meant to be, will die. They'll crumble. So, why give a dying flower when you could give something much better? To me, no romantic gift is perfect. There's always some hidden meaning. However, the best gift I've ever received romantically was a jar of hearts. On Valentine's Day a couple of years ago, my significant other at the time had gifted me a handmade jar of 80 hearts, entitled 80 Reasons Why I Love You. I'll admit, I cried. A lot. As I read each one, counting them up to see that each and every one was there. To see that someone saw the little things I did, noticed my vices, my little quirks, the things that made me smile, my talents, essentially who I was and what made me, it warmed my heart. To me, love means a lot of things, but to focus in on one aspect of it, it's the experience and the appreciation from both parties. There are sure benefits, like I was the happiest person I've ever been, my acne quite literally cleared, I made a new best friend. However, it's really the ability to feel something new each time, either with the same person or varying people, that hooks me on love. It's the feeling of loving someone so much it hurts, seeing the little things they do and loving each and every one of them. Love is the mutual appreciation of the experiences you share with one another. Love may be temporary, and sometimes may be riddled with holes, much like a rose. But just like the organic material the rose creates, love may decompose to create something greater later in life. Number 2, wisdom. I would not call myself wise, not in any way, shape, or form. I am not wise for my age or beyond my years. I'm perfectly matured like a fine wine. Don't drink, kids. However, wisdom doesn't encompass just wisdom and the side, but much more. Wisdom is much like a bookshelf. There are so many books on that shelf, each with its own story and basis, each with its own characters. Wisdom has many facets, just like that bookshelf. First, you have the philosophers like Aristotle and Plato, who create theories and proverbs, philosophies and books that are taught in global classes worldwide today. Of course, nobody ever really remembers what they did, but it makes it seem intelligent mentioning them in educated conversation. However, growing up, I never followed the teachings of Plato and Aristotle, and rather found myself following that of Professor Dumbledore from the Harry Potter series. I've always been so obsessed with the Harry Potter series, and I've found that over the years it's taught me many things, one especially being philosophical. I may not be wise, but if there's anything Dumbledore has taught me, it's that you don't have to be wise to create philosophies.
But you know, happiness can be found even in the darkest of times. If one only remembers to turn on the light.
Secondly, we have our elders, who've seen more and therefore have a bit more experience than most of us do. Most of the time, I listen and learn from the wise things my great-grandmother spews to me. Being raised during the Great Depression has taught her many things about life, especially when it comes to money and food. She's always made us home-cooked meals that have too many sides and too many main dishes, and we ask her why she makes so much. To which she replies, "During the Great Depression, there was lots of food, but it was expensive. My family may have been on the richer side, but we never really had a lot of delicious food on the table. It was always a chicken with cabbage or some sort of cheap vegetable. It was never a steak or pasta or something more complicated with so many parts. That's why I always make lots of food, because I want you kids to eat and not worry about money or starving or even what's on your plate." That, amongst other teachings, have carried with me throughout my life. My great-grandma has always been with me since I was born, and she's always been there to teach me a few things about the life I want to live, even if sometimes they seem a bit crazy. Lastly, wisdom isn't just about experience and philosophical interpretation, but being aware of yourself and your surroundings. This is the part where I tend to lack the most, because being that as much as I am aware of the things I do wrong, I never seem to be able to understand how to fix them, simply because it's difficult and I expect the change to occur within seconds. However, the changes don't take hours to occur. They take days, weeks, months, hell, even years to really start to morph and make you into a better person. I've learned that maybe, in order to make that change, I have to give it time and not expect it to happen all at once. I'm not the same person I was a year ago, and neither are you. Number 3, curiosity. Have you ever heard the term "curiosity killed the cat"? Yeah, well, I'm that cat, and I'm surprised that it's never killed me. As a kid, I always asked questions. They were either as random as how long is the gestation period for bunnies, or as otherworldly as why is Pluto no longer considered a planet, and the infamous "why are we really here?" Curiosity is the ability to never stop asking questions, no matter how stupid they may be. Whether you want to ask a person what are their favorite movies or discover the secrets to the universe through words, curiosity is always about learning more and observing more. Curiosity is really what helps me write my stories and develop unique characters with different quirks, because the more I learn about others in the world, the more I can add to my stories and its characters to make it better and much more different than others out there. Without curiosity, my writing would merely be drab words on paper with no meaning, no purpose, no artistry, and certainly no taste. The gusto is gone without the curious approach to writing. Curiosity, personally, also means taking risks that you're interested in taking, from doing things you'd never think about doing, or even curious to try the new things and peculiar things, much like that cat. Curiosity may have killed the cat, but it hasn't killed me yet, so I'll take that as a challenge. To pick 3 moral values, although being the hardest thing I've ever done, and I'm sure you've all ever done, has also been one of the most eye-opening experiences. In order to choose just 3, we have to go through a selection process to see what works and what fits. To write the speech on those 3, we have to think long and hard and wring our brains out like a soggy beach towel until there's no creative juices left. Although it seems hard and difficult to sum ourselves up into just 3 words, we did it. And those 3 words, those 3 sets of letters mixed together that make language, mean something about who we truly are. Love, wisdom, and curiosity. Although not the only words that describe me, I chose them because they seem the best to fit my true values in life. Yeah, they may change with time, but in the moment they're good. Love, wisdom, curiosity. Yeah, still good.